Good morning and welcome. It's Liz from West Star Tarot. And this morning, it's a beautiful late summer Sunday morning. And I thought I would do an unboxing. So I was gifted this deck, the Shimmering Veil by Scylla Conway, by a friend of mine yesterday. So I had mentioned to them that I had suddenly developed an interest in this deck and was going to order it. And they said, well, don't do that because I have an extra copy and I'd like to gift it to you. So after some back and forth about that, I decided to accept their generosity. And we met up for lunch yesterday, and they gave me this beautiful deck. And I thought I would unbox it. Now, I just want to preface this by saying, although I think Scylla Conway, the creator of this deck, decks are gorgeous, they're not the type of deck, the artwork is not usually the type of deck that I'm attracted to for readings. I mean, I think the artwork is gorgeous, but I don't find really abstract decks readable. They're not things that I find easy to read with. I appreciate the artwork and I find it beautiful, but not so much as a tarot deck. So I recently saw someone posting some photos of pulls from this Shimmering Veil, Scylla Conway's most recent deck. And I thought to myself, my gosh, that's gorgeous. And it is. I can see what this picture is portraying. So anyway, here it is. It's this in a beautiful box. This is the first edition, so this is not the one that's currently available. The one that's currently available, I believe, has silver gilding on it, and this one has plain edges, which is fine by me. So here's the box. It's beautiful. There's the photo on the cover. It's a lovely hard box with the clamshell flip open. And here is the guidebook. It is 108 pages. It has little thumbnail pictures of the cards, which I truly appreciate. And in addition, they're in color. So that's lovely. Let's just take a look at the beginning here. There's an introduction, how does tarot work, the quantum realms, consciousness in the Shimmering Veil Tarot. So yes, what I remember reading about this deck is that Scylla is exploring consciousness as creating the universe, something like that. I'm not sure. I really don't know much about this deck at all, but I'm finding that intriguing. So that alone makes me really interested in this deck. But as I said, although in the past I have not been attracted to her decks for reading, this one I find to be a little bit of a different story. So the cards are good size. I do have small hands, but they are good size. And I thought I would at least go through the majors and just talk about my reactions to the majors, and then go ahead and see where we end up. So here we go. So here we see the Fool. I hope this is okay. The lighting isn't great because I've got the sun behind me. Maybe I can do that. Oh. Beautiful. The Magician. So, I find these cards to be quite clear and quite obvious about what I'm seeing. I'm looking at this on the screen, so I think actually I'm going to do it this way so I can look, and then Oh my gosh. Oh, that High Priestess is gorgeous. So, you know, I'm not always crazy about, maybe if I put this over here, yeah, I think that's better. I'm not always crazy about a pregnant empress, but one of the hats I wear is I'm a lactation counselor, and have always worked in maternal child health. Before the pandemic, I was traveling around the country teaching a lactation counselor certification course. So I absolutely love this image of the Empress breastfeeding. I'm kind of stunned and taken aback by that. Here's the Emperor, and I love that we've got those fiery colors for that Emperor who is in the sign of Aries. Hierophant. Man, this is gorgeous. I am looking forward to working with this deck. It's a little breezy out here today, but warm as can be. Still summery and gorgeous. Lovers. So interesting that we see that it almost looks as if they have wings, that when they come together, so like they're angels, and when they come together, the wings form the shape of a heart. Lots of energy feeling from the Chariot, very much forward moving momentum, sense of energy in this card. Strength is at 8. Wow. So that's a little bit of a different take on the Strength card. We see that I guess it's a wolf, looks really fierce. Oh, I love the Hermit. Beautiful. And you can see the lantern or the lamp that they're holding in front of them. And then it almost seems to, the light from the lantern seems to go within their robe and light them up from the inside out, which is interesting. So this wheel is incredible. Scylla has portrayed justice as 11. Of course, we saw strength as 8. Hanged 1. And there are no titles on the cards. You can just see that there's the numbers. Death. Wow. So that's like the angel of death calling a soul up to them. Lots of sort of fiery energy there. Temperance. Ooh, the devil. Wow. Tower. So it's interesting. I feel like we have kind of all the elements in this card. So we have water and earth. We have the fire element from the lightning strike. And then we have, you can kind of see the swirls of wind. So air is represented too. So I feel like that's an interesting take on that card with all the elements. Here's the star. Beautiful. I love how her hands are positioned. This moon card is stunning. And I do get a sense of the sacred feminine. We see the pillars from from reminiscent or reflective of the High Priestess, which I do think of as the voice of the sacred feminine. And I also think of the Moon card as speaking about the divine feminine and cycles and change, and how the moon affects the tides and changes in our life. Beautiful. And the sun, so bright and energetic and fiery. Oh, Judgment. The World or Universe, I'm not sure what it's called in this deck. And then there's a 22nd major, so I'm going to look up in the book to see what the name of this is. So she does call key or 22 the universe, and key 22 is the golden fool. Here we return once more to the fool, this time in their higher form of the golden fool. We have, of course, met the fool earlier at the start of the journey, the guileless soul with no comprehension of what lies ahead of them, in front of them, and no memory of what lies behind. But here in the golden fool, let me hold that up. Here in the golden fool, we encounter a sublime wisdom, a joy in existence we may all emulate, and the emergence of a new transformative evolution of the human spirit. The holy fool completes their human cycle of existence and moves on still further past full awareness and still fuller into some mysterious rebirth. So that's really interesting. I'm going to have to contemplate that. And I don't usually leave extra cards in, but I do think I'll leave that one in. I'm kind of intrigued by that and what it will bring to the deck. So the minors are named after the elements, so air, fire, water, and earth. So she has them in the order air and then earth. The courts are page, warrior, queen, king. I think I'm going to stop here. And I will probably go through the minors, of course, myself, and use this deck a few times. And then I'll come on and do sort of my thoughts and feelings about working with this deck. I did not show the backs, but are they not stunning? So my initial response, at least to the majors, is very positive. I'm really intrigued. I'm looking forward to exploring this deck. I am participating next month, starting October 15th, for the last 78 days of the year in Esther at Mindful Tarot's Drop 'em 78. I participated in it last year, and what Esther has us do is pick one deck to work with. That's it for the last 78 days of the year. So we would deep dive into a deck that we really want to get to know, and each day we go through one card. Esther directs us on the order, and we start, I believe we start with Pentacles, go through the minors, and then end up with the majors, and of course the World card, or in this case the Universe, would be the last card on December 31st. So if you're interested in that, it's a really fun. A lot of people from Esther's Mindful Tarot group of folks participate and share about their decks. So although you're choosing to just work with one deck for 78 days, you're hearing and seeing other folks' interactions with their decks, and folks comment on each other's posts, and it's really interesting. It's enlightening. You learn a lot about the particular deck that you're working with, but also other decks that other folks are working with. So anyway, check out Mindful Tarot. Esther has a YouTube channel, an Instagram, and Facebook. So anyway, I want to thank my dear friend for gifting me this lovely deck, and I'm looking forward to exploring the rest of the cards, the minors. I do love when creators name the minors after the elements. I'm quite fond of that style of naming the minor suits. So I'm looking forward to, as I said, exploring this deck more, and I will in the near future, maybe in a couple of weeks after I've had some time to work with this deck and explore it, I will post some more about this deck. So I hope you're able to enjoy this gorgeous late summer Sunday. It's beautiful here on Cape Cod. I'm going to go for a walk, and then this afternoon I'm going to spend the remainder of the day at the beach. So blessings to you all. Peace.